How's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ and this is another episode of Terraria, and in today's episode we're going to... I don't know, last episode we defeated the world leader I was in a cave or something like that and I was digging around. Or did we defeated Skeletron? I don't remember anymore. Yeah, I think we defeated Skeletron and I was fighting the bees and the jungle caves because I have a bee hat on my head and I was hoping to get a bee gun, but I never did. Not a BB gun, a bee gun, a gun that shoots bees, uses magic, and the bees are homing onto enemies, which is a pretty fucking awesome weapon, at least early in the game, because later it just becomes too weak to do anything cool. But man, I wish the like late game had some kind of alternative, like a hornet gun or something like that, because the bee items are some of my favorite items in this game, especially the bee hat. I fucking wish I could hit something like that, but at this specific hat in real life. It'd be pretty cool. Anyway, why am I running around the house? I don't know, I've just been recording like everything. So I end up recording me running around the goddamn house. I'm almost done recording, ah shit, my fucking leg. I'm almost done recording Battle Block Theater. It's a lot of episodes because I have like... When you go to a chapter, there's like 9 levels. Not 9. It's like 12 levels and the final like boss kind of level. It doesn't have a boss fight, it's just kind of like the main challenge in the chapter, right? So it's kind of like the boss level. And it has a lot of episodes because each 3 levels, you're just kind of... I didn't cut that out. When I'm reset... Aw, man. I was resetting the fucking server. How did I not cut that out? This bullshit. Have you guys ever seen... Gotta ask you that. Have you guys ever seen Stuart the Little movies? Because I watched. There's 2 of them, and I watched both of them as a kid, and I remembered that I really liked them, and my favorite scene was, I think, in the first one, when Stuart is driving around in this, like, Cadillac. It's like tiny toy Cadillac, and I just always felt like, man, if I saw a rat driving a car around, I'd probably fucking kick it. Be like, what the fuck, shouldn't be a thing. Get rid of this goddamn rat. Fuck it. That's another thing I always wondered about that movie. Why the fuck did they adopted a fucking rat? It sounds like fucking bullshit. Like, all those kids in that orphanage and they decided to go for a rat. Sounds kinda mean, to be honest. A rat's better than some little kid whose parents are fucking dead and I don't know, fucking went to an orphanage. It sucks. Oh look, boss decided to show up. I was at the gym with him today. Nothing really interesting happening at the gym. Nothing ever interesting happens in my life. So, where am I going, by the way? Last episode, I think, since we defeated the Skeletron, in today's episode I'm going to the dungeon. I believe we're both going to the dungeon, but we're going to the dungeon, which is this castle over here. You go down, and the lag. Okay, great. And if you go here before you defeat the skeleton shows up and just like one hit kills you, which kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. And this place is kind of annoying. It's like full of goblins and all that kind of shit. Later, when you're playing on hard mode, there's like more kinds of zombies and it's just really insane. Cause there's like wizards and shit, and I fucking hate them. But for now, I guess it's all fine. Except it's not fine because I'm kind of weak and I don't deal as much damage as I would like to. But I think this is the episode where I get the weapon that pretty much carries me for the whole goddamn game. Well, not the whole goddamn game, but like most of the goddamn game, it just carries me through. So how much damage does my weapon currently has? It has around like, I don't know, punch ahead. I didn't even look. There's like a really weird fucking knife I found later in the game. It's called Psycho Knife. And when you have that knife in your hand, you deal like 400 damage with it. It's like pretty short range, but it's like insanely fast. Spin it around like a psycho. And I was really obsessed with collecting like customization items like candles and banners and books, shelves, lamps and all that shit. What was I saying? About the Psycho Knife. And when I have it equipped, it deals like 400 damage. Weapons I have right now deal about like 20 damage, I think. So yeah, I think the sword that I have deals around like 20 something damage maybe. Well, later I find, I think in this episode actually, in a chest, and I don't even realize when did I found it. I don't know if I'll be bothered to look at the screen right now and actually notice when do I find it, but I find like a really cool spinny ball. And it deals like 60 something damage. But the catch is, you can spin it around and throw it. When you spin it around, it deals around 30 damage, which is still pretty cool, because it deals this 30 damage pretty fast. But when you throw it at someone, it does deal 60 damage. Also, I don't have a good enough pickaxe yet to like break the walls in the dungeon. Apart from those ones, because it's like sand, or it's like just like really broken bricks. But I was exploring this shit, and later in some of the later episodes, there's a mechanic. She sells a bunch of like buttons and wires if you want to like make your house all automatic or whatever the fuck. And these skulls are so annoying, like I want them to goddamn go away. The main gimmick with my sword is that it shoots arrows, shoots stars that come from the sky. But above me there's this goddamn staircase, and I end up just shooting the staircase, which is pretty annoying. Did I even bother to talk to her? She sells you buttons and all that kind of shit, like switches, stitches. She gives you stitches if you snitch on her like a bitch. No one cares. What the hell? That looks fun. Someone recreated Halo Infinite as a Nintendo 64 game. It looks really funny. Nothing really happens in this dungeon, does it? Nothing fucking happens at all, even in... I don't even fucking have anything to tell you all that interesting. I already told you everything I did in between these recording sessions. I played Battle Block Theater. I got to like the end of the game. I'm probably gonna finish recording it today. And that's about it. I was telling you about how I was helping my grandparents with like their new phone, and they got this whole smart wristband or something, and yeah, like it measures your steps and your heart rate. They wanted to give it to me, like my grandma wanted to give it to me, because like what the hell my grandpa needs it for? And my grandpa wanted a watch. Basically he just wanted to use it as a watch, and I was like, man, I don't want to just show up and take shit away from them. Like, he just wanted a watch, and now he's not gonna have a watch still because I showed up and took shit away from him. This is fucking annoying. And I'm the one who's annoying, so I ain't gonna do that. What is this? My birth month is my PlayStation 3 game. I got Ratchet and Clank, A Crack in Time. I played that game a while ago. I remember playing that, and I guess there's like this pirate fucking themed thing. And I remember a really weird glitch. There's like this girl that follows you around, I think, at the beginning of the game. And what happened, I went to that level. There was like a split road. Like one end led to like a room, and the other end led to like a proper big level. And I went to the proper big level. I finished the whole thing, and then I came back to like the overworld. And the girl that was like following me, didn't came with me for some reason. She got stuck in that level and just disappeared. And then I replayed the whole game to get back to that part, and I went to the other room after I finished that level, and she was there with like a letter. It's like, what the fuck? I broke the game by not going to that room? Sounds ridiculous. What are the other games? God of War 3. Well, we done a whole Let's Play of God of War 3. We've done the remastered version. If you don't know that one. Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. I always thought Sly Cooper was like Lupin the Third, but just with furries. Also, where's the goddamn Sly Cooper movie? Was supposed to come out last year and it didn't. I remember watching a trailer for it in like 2016 or something. I'm thinking like 2019. Damn, that's far away. I wonder if it'll be any good. And well, it never came out. There's supposedly a TV show instead and planned or something like that, and that probably won't fucking work out either. In Sucker Punch, I kinda doubt they'll ever do a new Sly Cooper game, unless someone else will take over and make more Sly Cooper games, kinda like with Little Big Planet, how it's Sumo Digital now that does Little Big Planet, because Media Molecule are kind of busy doing grander things than Little Big Planet. Ah, see, now I can shoot stars through the walls, which is pretty cool. I should have put more torches around the rooms I've been, because there's a lot of like rooms outside of the dungeon that I could dig into later. So yeah, Thieves in Time I played on PS3, I beaten the game. I remember at the end of the game I found out about this weird secret, how there's like in every fucking chapter there's these weird owls looking over you, and it's like, what the fuck? I remember that there were a lot of hot furries in that, which was weird. I mean, weird, that's like the whole game, every character has a furry, but there were a lot of hot ones. Yeah, I don't know why I remember that particularly. And I remember that I really liked the game. I played the whole fucking game. I remember there was a chapter that was set in Wild West. I really liked that one because you get to play as this cowboy, Sly Cooper. I think they called him like Cooper the Kid or something like that. And he had a gun, and I felt like that was such a cool idea that he has a, like, Sly Cooper has a cane with this like weird symbol on top, and he has a gun with this symbol like sticking out from the handle. That's pretty awesome, actually. I really like that. Bioshock, I never played the first Bioshock. I played Bioshock Infinite, I'd beaten it. I remember that I liked it. Actually, that was a funny story. I think it was some year where I finished school. It was like the last day of school. We went to the ceremony, we finished it, and then me and my friends went back to my place, and we were playing Bioshock Infinite, and we were eating pizza, and we were playing the game, and they were like really hyped for the game, and I was playing. It was my game because I had it from PS Plus, I think. It was a while ago, and they were like hyped that I got the game and they can finally play it, and I was like, this looks fine. Okay, it looks like a shooter, right? And yeah, it was alright. I don't know. Puzzle at the beginning was really fucking hard. I think it took me like half an hour to get that puzzle with the 3 bells. You know, that one of the most difficult puzzles in video game history. Now, if you've never played Bioshock, you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That insanely difficult puzzle, you know, when you have to ring 3 bells in the right order, from left to right. I think it actually was like middle, left, middle, or something like that. So what is even the purpose of the bell on the right? It's still so stupid. I don't remember. Maybe that wasn't like that. I don't fucking remember. That is one of the games I have on my Let's Play list. Both Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite. Just Bioshock 3, basically. I don't know why the fuck they couldn't just call it free. What the fuck does Infinite have to do with, like, that? Is it actually called Infinite? Yeah, it was Infinite. Because I just thought, like, oh, the new Halo is also called Halo Infinite. Saw someone on Twitter posting, like, Halo Infinite? What happened to Halo? And he just, like, listed a bunch of, like, hundreds, thousands of Halos that didn't came out. I don't know if he just made like a script that does that, where it just constantly posts about what about Halo and just adds a bigger number. Yeah, I never played the original, never played the second one, never played on any of the DLCs. I only played Infinite. But you know, I do have it on PS Plus, so maybe one day I'll bother to beat them. Batman Arkham City. I did play Batman Arkham Asylum. That was like one of the last games I played before I got a PS4, and I pretty much since then never turned on my PS3 ever again. Well, I was turning it on when they were still releasing PS Plus games just so I could download them. I think I ran out of space in my equipment. Wait, or are we with time? Fine, okay. Just 15 minutes, and... what was I talking about? Batman, right? I really liked it, I really fucking liked Arkham Asylum, and I remember that I watched, there was like this Let's Player I used to watch a while ago. Actually, he done the thing that I'm doing at the beginning of my... Oh, by the way, I got a Clothier voodoo doll. I don't know what the fuck it does. There's two kinds of voodoo dolls in this game. There's one where you... of the clothing guy, they call Clothier, which is hard to pronounce, especially with my accent, and there's the guide voodoo doll. Now the guide voodoo doll is important, you need it to progress in the game, but the fucking Clothier, like what the fuck does that even do? It's like a scary fucking ring of fire approaching me. I don't know where the fuck they come from. I thought wizards spawn those, but I never seen any wizard to spawn those, just show up out of nowhere. And I remember watching his Let's Play of that game, and I later watched his Arkham City Let's Play when that game came out. He did a Let's Play of it, and I was watching him, and yeah, I also added that one to the list because I mean, I thought it was good, so maybe I'll bother to beat it one day. I don't know. Skyrim. No, Skyrim. First time I played Skyrim, I played pretty much the worst version of the game, which is the PS3 version. Now it's not unplayable or broken or anything like that. It's kind of it's more broken than any other one version. But that was like pretty much the only way I played any like better games that weren't like outdated and so old. Because on my computer I play games that are just like this, that my computer can run with like no like major issues. There's a spinny ball and it's about to fucking hit me in the face. It's ridiculous. And I remember when I first played, I think that was like the first time in my life where I sat down for so long. I was sitting in the living room because my PS3 was in the living room at the time instead of my room. And my parents were asleep. And I was just sitting on the side of the bed, like, going around Whiterun because I had, like, unfinished quests. And I think I sat until, like... like, 3 PM? And at the time, that was, like, really fucking long for me. Now, my record of staying up late was until like 7 in the morning, where I remember that I was watching Fairy Tail. I think it was season 2 or something like that. I think it's 3 seasons of Fairy Tail, right? That's the first one, second one, and the third one. That's like the recent one that I fucking hated the finale of. And about that, and yeah, I remember my dad going to work, and I just realized, like, oh shit, maybe it's time to go to sleep finally. It's weird. Yeah, and I was playing Skyrim. I really liked the game. I remember that I beaten the game the first time around. And I was playing as a Nord, I think, as a Northern chick. I was like, made a waifu for myself. And I was just going for the basic, like, shield and a sword combo, which is still my favorite to do in the game, but recently when I was beating it, I went for like double-handed weapons, which is kind of the same, but you don't have to have 2 weapons equipped. I mean, a shield and a sword, you just have 1 axe or a sword. I was using axes, because I was playing as GZB. And that is another game I have for my to-do Let's Plays of. I'm gonna play as GZB again. If you don't know who the fuck GZB is, it's the character I'm playing as right now. It's my OC that I made up. not exactly made up. I kind of... how to put it? Get inspired by a character from San Andreas, and it's kind of like my recreation of that character, except I added more interesting things about him. It's not just a pimp, he's also like a fucking warrior and shit. So yeah, Skyrim, so far all these games are good. Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. By the way, I'm looking at someone's post like, oh, whichever month you were born in, that's your game. And I'm just now looking at all the games and talking about them. Uncharted 2, when I first got my PS3 was like in 2011 or 10, which was also already a while after it came out. And I had this bundle with Little Big Planet 1 and Uncharted 2. And at the time when I got a PS2, I was mostly playing platforming games and like fun-looking cartoony games, because I always thought like, ooh, first-person shooters, they're all greedy and they're dark and scary. I don't want to play those. I just had like a bias against them. I just didn't want to even fucking get involved with any game that didn't look cartoony and fun. Crash Bandicoot was my favorite game, I guess, like that. And there's a great room here, right? Just leads to nothing. These fucking balls show up randomly in this dungeon, so sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't, sometimes they show up in different places. It's really ridiculous. It's kind of like they're an enemy, except they're not. They're just an obstacle. So why the fuck do they can't just be placed specifically in one spot? Last episode, by the way, we cheated a shit ton of health, so I went from having 50 health maximum to having 400, which is, as you can see, even if the enemies just run into me, they don't really deal much damage to like actually threaten me. So for a while I don't think I was dying in this game unless I fell into lava or a trap that just one hit killed me. And the other game I had was Uncharted 2, and I was like, Uncharted 2, whatever. And I was playing Little Big Planet, I think I beaten it, and I was like doing like online levels, and I was like making my own levels. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll give a shot to this other game. I mean, I have it, why not? Holy shit, this is one of my favorite games of all time. I fucking love Uncharted series, and specifically Uncharted 2. And I remember how hyped I was. I never played Uncharted 1 until like recently, like 2 years ago, when I played it on the Nathan Drake collection. No way, I did play it on PS3 because I borrowed it from someone who had it, but I didn't beat it because like they wanted the game back, so I was like, okay. But I only got like a little bit into the game. And you know, we're replaying that game, it's not as good as the other ones. It's still fine, but it's like, locations are kind of boring. It's mostly like jungle, sometimes you're inside like a fucking building. The coolest part was the submarine. That was like a memorable part. And yeah, I fucking love Uncharted. I was so hyped for Uncharted 3. I remember Uncharted 3 came out around the same time as Rayman Origins did, and I was like hyped for both of these games. And it's like my earliest memory of being like up to date with some game releases and knowing that those games are coming, and I wanna get them. And I think I got, I don't know what the fuck was it, what kind of holiday was it, what kind of occasion, but I remember that I told my mom to get me Rayman Legends. I mean, Origins, not Legends. Legends was later. And she got me this Tintin tie-in game, which was like a Tintin movie came out. It was pretty good. But they made a game tie-in. And I was like, that's not the game I wanted, what the hell? And she was like, okay, well, we're gonna get the other game, but I gave the Tintin game a shot, and it was alright from what I remember. I remember that the levels were really uninspired looking. They were all just like some platforms floating in the air, and I was like, why the fuck are they floating in the air? This is not like some kind of magical world. This is supposed to be a real world that these characters are in. But then the game is just like so weird looking. But I remember that I played through it, and I think I even beaten it like, well, I beaten the whole game, but I don't remember if I went for 100%. Because I think like going for 100% in that game was like really easy. All I had to do was like get some collectibles on the way and shit. But I don't have an achievement for that, or I don't remember ever getting anything. So maybe I just gave up and I was like, oh, fuck it. And then I got Rayman Legends and I fucking loved it. And I remember the crate chasing missions and how mad I got at them because they were really fucking hard. Now I could do them no problem, but back then I was like not still used to the game. I didn't play it like a shit ton of. I beaten Rayman Origins 100% like a couple of times. Love that game. Legends I'd never beaten 100% because that game requires a little more from you to beat 100%. Like there's like you have to get like a million lumps, and by the end of the game, even if you finish all the levels 100%, you have only like some 100,000. And then you have to play online levels, which I'm not gonna do that, so I don't really give a shit about Legends 100%, but Origins I do. And another thing about Origins is that they had a PS Vita release, which I also played. There's another version of the game where I got 100% in it, and that one was slightly harder to get 100% because the Origins add like a new collectible, which are these like little teardrops. So every level has a hidden teardrop in the background or the foreground, and you have to like look for them and touch them on the screen. Now my cheating thing I did was that I just simply played the level until I heard a noise that was specifically that was like the specific noise to indicate that this tier was nearby. And when I was nearby the tier, I would just simply tap the screen on the PS Vita everywhere I could. And I got it 100%, and it unlocked little stories explaining stuff in the game. For example, it explained that Glowbox was actually red at the beginning, but then one time he got like, I don't remember, like fucking bitten by something and he just went all blue. Or that, for example, Rayman used to be bald and his hair are like little creatures that got attached to his head, which that one I really don't like. Like, where the fuck did they... Oh, there you go. This is the best weapon I found in the game, and I just simply picked it up and I wasn't really looking into it because I fell into a trap, as you can see, and I think I might have died here because I didn't get out in time. Yep, I'm dead. I fell into the hole. I think this time the game might have actually lagged for me, that's why I wasn't jumping out. I had my hooks. I dropped 999 platinum because I cheated money between episodes. I didn't record that specifically so you wouldn't fucking see me cheating money, and that told me a cheater. Oh look, I did talk to him once. Oh yeah, I got the cool winter cape. And I got this cool yo-yo from him too. This is the moment in the game where I get the winter cape. I thought I had it before. Check it out, I got a new yo-yo. Fancy dishes. The fuck's that for? He has a winter cape. This cape is awesome looking, actually. I gotta put it on. Why am I not putting it on? Check it out. Godly something 62 melee damage compared to my 22 damage on my sword. And it goes so far away, I pretty much went through most of the game with that. And now for the coolest part. Put it on. Why am I not putting it on? Yeah, I was like telling him, like, check this weapon out. Yo, this is 60 damage. That's so cool. That's awesome. Put the cape on, come on. How much left of this episode we got? And it goes, time flies by when I check Twitter and I actually get something to talk about. Put it on. Put it the fuck on, it's not an accessory. I mean, I think it is, but who cares? Just put it on as an outfit. Why would I get rid of the regeneration thing? Man, I'm a dumbass. What was I doing? Put it the fuck on. I can't see it. I can't see that I have a coat. That's fucking stupid. And yeah, what's the... I was talking about Rayman Origins. Yes. And then Rayman Legends I didn't get, my friend got it. And I borrowed the game from him. And I played it all the way through, I really liked it and gave it back to him. And I remember that he was like out of town at the moment, and I think he bought it like somewhere far away, and I was making fun of that. They don't even have Rayman Legends in our town, like the fucking game store doesn't fucking have any modern games. Doesn't have Rayman Legends, which I probably was over exaggerating, probably did hit Rayman Legends, but I didn't even check. I was just making fun of my fucking place. where I live, and yeah, to be honest, I guess that's about it. Another game I borrowed from him was Sniper Elite 3, and I remember that I never gave it back to him. I never beaten the game too, but I played it a lot, and I remember so much fucking moments where I had to go through the game. I remember the second level where you go to this like fortress. Pretty much in every level you go to a fortress. I think that was the second level. And after pretty much every kill, I saved the fucking game. I had so many save files between every kill because I just wanted to make sure I don't fucking die when I approached like the next enemy. Which became kind of annoying after a while because I was constantly saving the game. Every time I died, I spawned like a 5 minutes from, you know, I spawned like right next to where I died, possibly. Maybe I was just really bad at that stealth game, but I remember like scraping by barely, where I just like hid in like really obvious spots, but I set up like a shit ton of traps around me, and then I ended up getting killed by my own traps. And then the enemies were like tough to deal with. I don't know. I kind of wanted to make a Let's Play of Sniper Elite 4, but then I thought like each mission is like sneaking around this big open level, and it's like each mission is gonna take me an hour to do, and I'm just not really feeling it. Not really feeling that game. Maybe I should add it to the list and just do it at some point if I'll be running out of games, which I probably won't be anytime soon. And the thing is, I don't fucking know who has the game anymore. I don't have it. I don't remember giving it back to him unless I finally like gave it back to him after a long time. But I just don't fucking have it anymore. Overall, I remember having like a lot of fucking PS3 games. But then I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, what the hell happened to my Red Dead Redemption copy? I don't have it anymore, and I just don't know what the fuck it is. I really don't, which sucks. And yeah, Red Dead Redemption, that's another really cool game. That's not another one of the earlier PS3 games I bought, because it came out around like a year after I got it. One of the earliest PS3 games I bought was Grand Theft Auto 4. At the time when I played games, I didn't really pay attention to the story, so I didn't really know what the fuck was GTA4 even about. I just played it. I remember role-playing in that game like a lot. I got like a lightsaber. Maramasa. Cool name. And I was like role-playing in that game where I just simply put on like nice clothes. I pretended that I work at the internet cafe and all that shit. I was just simply playing it like really nice. Wasn't fucking breaking rules or anything like that. Here's the mechanic, she's still alive. Check out how deep we made it in. She wants to marry me for saving her, I guess. Fucking slut. She ain't no married person. Come on, I have a hook equipped. There we go. Fucking bother to use it. Come on, you can do it. You can get out and not fucking die. Come on, come on. That was annoying, like every time I grabbed onto something the blocks disappeared. So I had to like grab onto shit and jump up and down and oh my god, I think I'm gonna die again. Make it out, come on. I can do it. Oh look, barely made it out. And some wizard fucking hit me. See, 400 health, but when I'm a fucking idiot like that, then it doesn't really matter. Check out my fucking amazing weapon that obliterates enemies, and I got Red Dead Redemption later, right? And with Red Dead Redemption, I also never knew what the fuck was going on in the story. I just remember dying at the end, and I was like, what? I didn't even get sad because I wasn't invested in the story. I was just like, oh yeah, cool, I'm a cowboy. And then I died, and I was like, why did I fucking die? He fucking shot me to death, that sucks. And then I played as his son, which I think I did realize that it was his son. But I was like, well, why is everything the same if that so much time passed that his son grew up and became a badass cowboy himself? But the world, like, didn't fucking progress, it's just the same. Which I'd never fucking... And I never done the mission after the finale of the game where you, like, hunt down Edgar Ross. I never done that, because I think I have to, like, do some side missions for people, and I just never done that, and just I never roleplayed in Red Dead Redemption much. I remember playing when I had Red Dead Redemption. It's the dumbest thing I fucking decided to do. I got the copy that didn't include the Undead Nightmare DLC. You know why I didn't got it? Because at the time I felt like I don't want to have zombies in my cowboy game. So I didn't get the version that included the DLC. Because I thought it would mean that the whole game, even the base story, would also have zombies in it. Which was pretty stupid, I gotta admit. So I never played Undead Nightmare. Which sucks that Rockstar doesn't fucking bother to re-release anything, like remasters or anything. Actually, Red Dead Redemption got a remaster, but it was exclusive to Xbox, and I don't think it included Undead Nightmare, unless I'm mistaken. But I wish they would have done it for PS4 too, and also maybe GTA 4 remaster, and maybe like some kind of Grand Theft Auto, Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories bundle. They don't even have to be remastered, they could just be re-released like GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas were. And yeah, I don't know. Max Payne 3 I never played. I played 1 and 2, but I never played the third game. I seen someone, my friend played when I was at his place, but I never played it myself, but I heard it's fucking good. It's like one of the best Rockstar games of all time, and I never played it, which is a shame. This ball also glows, but doesn't have any kind of after effect, like fire damage or anything. It's not like blue fireball. It just like glows. But I was using it for a long fucking time. Look, a cobalt shield, which makes it that when I get damaged, I don't get knocked back. Which is really useful, actually. You can see the damage it does. So I think it does up to 60 damage. But I'm also pretty convinced that it only does 60. Like, it only does like a lot of damage when you throw it at someone. That's like when the damage excels in this weapon. And any other way you use it, like if you just let it on the ground and just let it stay there, it's not gonna do as much. GZB has defeated 100 Angry Bones. That's cool. That's great. I had this makeover in the kitchen, now I have 2 fridges and I don't know where the fuck is anything. I wanna make breakfast and I have to go like 3 different rooms, which fucking stupid. Before I was just everything was in one place and now just like I don't even know where the fuck to make my breakfast because it's like everything's fucking occupied with a bunch of shit. And what was I talking about? What's the other game on the list? Check it out. I think I wanted to mention some other game, but then I forgot. It just so happens that I forgot. One of the games I remember that was. I'll tell you this story. The first time I got a PS Plus was when my friend had, he already had one, but he got like a voucher for 1 month PS Plus subscription, and that would kind of convince me for it. And I was subscribing ever since, and I got Saints Row the Third, and that was the first time I played Saints Row the Third. I really loved that game. Fucking love the customization, like so much fucking time in that game I spent just customizing cars and making my own characters and just like role-playing again. And so I guess when I made GZB, you know, I didn't make a fucking myself or some dumb character. I made a character that has backstory and everything, because I like role-playing. And I don't remember what the other game was, but I guess it must have been some indie kind of game, because I didn't fucking bother to play it. And one of the games on PS Plus I got, I think it was like one of the last, no, it was like my subscription was running out. And I remember I had a test the next day, and I was playing Prototype 2, and my subscription was gonna run out that day. So I was playing Prototype 2, and I chose beating Prototype 2 over studying for the test. I don't think I failed that test actually, I think it was easy and I got a decent grade on it, like not the best, but I never fucking strived for the best. Only just good enough. And yeah, but at least I beaten Prototype 2, which at the time I never even played Prototype 1, so I didn't knew exactly who the fuck Alex Mercer was, and why the fuck was he such a big deal at the end, why is he like the only other person with the same powers I have, I don't know. I kinda wish Prototype 1 and 2 would get a remaster. Everything should get a fucking remaster. Everything should be fucking available on PS4. Apparently, PS4 controllers are gonna work on PS5, but not with like new PS5 games, which I can understand because maybe PS5 controller has something like Saxes or whatever the fuck it would have that would, you know, like require newer games to that would require you to have the newer controller. It's kind of like why that's like there's no adapter for PS2 controllers and PS3 because PS3 controllers have like fucking motion controls and shit in it. So for example in Uncharted 1 you could like balance yourself on stuff with the controller. I remember, oh that's another fucking thing, I had Mirror's Edge on PS3 at some point, and I remember that when I was playing Mirror's Edge, I was like playing it, I got to a certain part, and then I was playing on GTA 4, and I accidentally threw my controller in the water, which was really funny, with salt in it too, so I got absolutely fucked up. Not even like a chance to dry it, just completely fucking got broken. And I bought like a third-party controller because PS3 still had third-party controllers, and that one didn't have motion controls, and Mirror's Edge did require you to use motion controls. Because there were moments where you had to balance yourself and like stuff, and I couldn't use that, and what happened to me, I was immediately falling, so I could not beat Mirror's Edge because I did not have a original PS3 controller, which I did get one later. I still have that's the only one I still have. I mean, I have a couple of PS3 controllers, but I have these two third-party ones. I have this one that looks like an Xbox controller with like camo on it, and it's kind of, it has the worst fucking possible material. It's made out of this like rubber, has like a rubber on it, and nowadays it's so old that when I like picking it up, it's like sticky, it's like gross, it's disgusting. Like whoever thought that would be a good idea to make the fucking controller out of that, or at least covered it in that was fucking brilliant, because now it's fucking gross. Maybe at the time it was cool to hold it, but now it's not. And I have this other one which looks exactly like a PS3 controller, but just doesn't have the logo on it. And then I have original Sony PS3 controller, like a white one, which my friends always made fun of that I came all over it, and that's why it's white. No, it's not why it's white, that's just a joke. Fucking smeared my cum on the controller, just covered it in it. That's gross. And I finally beaten Mirror's Edge. I remember really liking it. I remember that I was interested in the sequel, which EA seemed to have put out just because people asked about it, not like they really were like, okay, we have Mirror's Edge 2, it's gonna be great. They were like, okay, fucking have this shit and fuck off. Yeah, it sucked. It was like open world, but it was fucking boring. I was really disappointed with it, because I remember Mirror's Edge had this like weird secrets, and I thought maybe they would finally like reveal something about that, and maybe they done it, but I just didn't give a shit. There was like this rat kid or something like that. There were like rats hidden around the city. There was like this big Easter egg with like this enormous rat, which I remember that I did. Find. I could like shoot like 3 tiles and a giant rat shows up and runs around the street. I never liked gunplay in Mirror's Edge 1 because it was like weird. And you like throw away weapons after you use them and shit like that. And yeah, check it out. Why are pictures of half naked, she's always half naked, but the druid girl just posing like that? What the fuck is that about? What is she, a fucking some kind of playgirl in this universe of Terraria? Taking everything. Fuck it. I want a golden chest. And yeah, what was I talking about? Mirror's Edge? Another cut. Because the game must have logged in, and this time I did notice. So I guess it must have been a big lag. Maybe this episode was an hour long and I only cut it down to 49 minutes. And I'm really glad I found some topic to talk about. PS3 games. Have you ever played the Bionic Commando that came out on PS3? I don't remember which one it was, but it was another PS Plus game, and that was like the time where PS4 was out, and like I didn't really have anything interesting to play on PC, so I was kind of playing whatever I had on my PS3. There was one game that I started playing, but I think around the time I was like started playing something on PC, and then I got a PS4 finally. And I remember when I found out later that this game I begun and I never even gave a chance to. I like begun playing that, and I thought it would look kind of similar to Uncharted, so I thought I would like it. And I heard it's pretty good. I don't even know what it was called. I don't remember. I can't recall now. But it had some like mechanics where you could like fool people that you have a gun, and it had like a mechanic where you could like, even if you ran out of ammo, you could like fool people that you're gonna shoot them. It was like a survival kind of horror game. A post-apocalyptic one. I heard it's really good, and I never gave it a chance because I was too busy playing Fallout 4, I guess, since that was the first game I got on PS4. Maybe one day with a PS5 I'll be talking about PS4 like it's the past. Like what I got, the PS4 and Fallout 4. Actually, when I was gonna get a PS4, I was originally going to buy it with Battlefront, but I was kind of more informed about video games at the time, so I knew Battlefront had no single player, and to play it I would need to buy a subscription because it's an online game, so I would have to play online. And thankfully I chose Fallout 4, and I like Fallout 4. I like the gunplay. It doesn't suck absolute ass like the other Fallout games. Which, yeah, they kinda suck. Look, I'm a dumbass. I landed on a spike and I just opened the chest and I got absolutely fucking... What does the game say? I got mangled. What it says? Yeah, mangled. I was mangled to death. Like that FNAF character, and no one's sure if it's a girl or a boy. It's a robot, you fucking furries. God damn it. You know what I like in this game? Whenever you explore caves and then you kinda zoom in the map. Yeah, I learned how to open a map this episode. Before I didn't know, and you can check these like veins under the ground of all the cave system you explored, and they look really fucking cool. I wish you could get like a 3D map model of in Minecraft whenever you find like maps. I mean, if you could like use a 3D map. I found that this cool shield, and I got rid of these stupid flippers. What the fuck I need them for? I ain't gonna swim underwater that much in this game. This episode's about to end. I only talked about like half of the games that they had on that list. Pretty much 1 minute left. Actually, only today Boss found out that I finally uploaded the first episode. He knew that I was recording this. I was telling him that, you know, like, oh, I gotta stop recording and start another one. So if he knew, it's not like I recorded him without his consent. He knew about it. But he didn't know that the first episode came out. I only told him today. I was playing more Fall Guys yesterday, and I got to level 6, I think. I got like a cool little skin on my character. Like a dark and orange, it looks cool. And the game's fun. I hate the football and the egg collecting one, that kinda sucks. I keep losing them, the eggs, and just falling out of my hands. But other than that, I really like it. So, since the episode seems to be ending right now, in that case, these fucking chicks are still underground, what the fuck? They don't have anywhere to go. See you fellas in the next episode, bye.